everything's going good. Been a few days. Okay, we are hoping to be broadcasting. It says we're broadcasting. We hope we're doing good. All right, here we go. I don't want to start this. I want to wait just a minute and give, got it, okay. Now, I want you to hear this for a minute, okay? I'm going to try this. This is new stuff, okay? Commercials? Say what? Commercials are playing? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, you talking about Mark? Mark is hearing commercials? Not me, right? Okay, alright. Alright, here we go. Now, what I want to do is, I got some notes here. In Sanders County, okay, which is over the mountain from me, okay, a little southwest of me, there's a guy losing his house, and the bankruptcy judge and the other people think they're just going to take everything from him. But as we'll listen on this recorder, and I hope it works, okay? I hope it works. Listen up to this, then we'll come back and talk about it.
World War II Army Airborne combat veteran, a whole bunch of combat jumps. Ren, if you can hear me, you're speaking to several million people. What would you like to say about what's happening to you?
I can't believe it. I can't believe what they're doing. My wife and me built a home, bought the property, paid for it. We wanted this property to remain in the family, never to be sold for the rest of our lives, and the rest of our posterity. And we both agreed we both wanted to be buried on the property. She died July 3rd of last year with cancer, and I buried her. Now they tell me I gotta dig her up and move her in 30 days' time.
That is cruel and very abusive. I'm just interrupting Stuart Rhodes. Stuart, I mean, isn't this a lawsuit waiting to happen? I mean, this type of cruel behavior towards somebody?
Well, unfortunately, they like the Nazis legalized everything they did. Apparently, this is now legal. They've made it legal. In fact, he was in the hospital last week being tested for prostate cancer. He's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. And they had a hearing on this, and he was not able to attend. From his hospital bed, he faxed in a motion to continue, and the judge denied it, so there's no excuse for him not being there.
My God, who is so good? I want to go back to it. We obviously need to get on this judge with the public. In Montana, if you don't go stand up for this guy, you get what you deserve. The rest of America. I'm sick of watching them.
All right, it sounds very bad, the audio does. Okay. All right, so this is not going to work then. Yay or nay? Okay. Okay, the video, okay. Well, I stopped it for a minute anyway because I want to talk to you about it. What we're talking about here is, and you know, I mean, World War II veteran, that's fine and dandy, okay? And what he did is superb and great as far as helping people in terms of lives being saved. But what I want to get to is the fact of the business, and what I want to talk about today is simply that beyond a shadow of a doubt, most average people, they don't have a clue. And I'm supposed to be looking in this, I know. I got to figure that out. If I could look up there instead of looking at the mic, which way do I look? But most average people, I'm going to read a little excerpt here, okay? Amazing, brilliant paragraph that I have decided to bring forth today, okay? Most average men and women simply do not realize that they are being cleverly seduced by a carefully orchestrated campaign to make evil seem as though it is good. Okay? Now, they do not see in the ways of truth and life and light, but what they see is in the ways of wickedness and evil, control and corruption to try to bring about destruction upon people, just as this man that I'm trying to get you to hear is experiencing. Okay? Now, that being said, what we have to know and understand is that, see, think about it for a minute, okay? I'm not giving accolades or building up the Muslims in 1 ounce, okay? Not at all. But the thing, what you got to understand is this, that if they tried that over there at a tribal region, guess what would be happening? Yeah, yeah, it'd be over with for the individuals that wanted to take their Bedouin camp or their tent. That's how, listen to me, that's how dedicated they are to each other. But what about the people of America? Do they care about this guy? Well, let's listen.
They made it legal. In fact, he was in the hospital last week being tested for prostate cancer. He's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. And they had a hearing on this, and he was not able to attend. From his hospital bed, he faxed in a motion to continue, and the judge denied it. So there's no excuse for him not being there.
My God, who is so good? I want to go back to him. We obviously need to get on this judge with the public. In Montana, if you don't go stand up for this guy, you get what you deserve. The rest of America. I'm sick of watching them pick on old people. This is how I got started on air 17 years ago. As people remember those newscasts I did with them taking old people's land for 3-inch grass. With the health department claiming that it was a zone violation. So I started going to city council people's houses and showing they had taller grass and demanding that they get in trouble. And they backed off. Where are people standing up for old folks? Now, I'm going to go back to Ren here in just a minute. But Stuart, tell us how you got in contact with him, and then you can ask him the question since you know him.
Well, I went down to a VFW hall to give an Oath Keeper presentation in Sanders County in Plains, where he lives. And the other veterans there told me about this, and then I got in contact direct with him. We're trying to find him a really good bankruptcy lawyer. I'm not a bankruptcy lawyer. I just don't know that system. And so we got to find somebody who's an ace bankruptcy lawyer who will go in there and fight.
My lawyer is Eric Tabb here in town, but he beats the city all the time in the feds, but I don't think he can practice in Montana.
Well, if he's admitted to federal bankruptcy court, I believe he can be admitted pro hoc vice. So I think he could. So please put him in touch with me.
All right, I'll call my lawyer. Let's go back to Ren. I mean,
hey, I'm doing a recording. I'll call you back, okay?
Since you know him.
Hi.
Well, Ren, I mean, just give the people here a background. Like you said earlier, you planned on being buried there with your wife. You never intended to sell your property. Isn't that right?
That's correct.
And why'd you sign this stipulation? Did you feel, I mean, did they threaten you with prison and with taking everything away from you, leaving you penniless?
Yes, they said I could face federal prison under the Fraud Act, and then I could end up in prison if I didn't make some changes. I don't remember exactly how they worded it or anything else, but they had me sign a waiver on the bankruptcy that I went along with them not allowing my bankruptcy.
Now, see, here's the thing. Okay, let me talk just for a minute. Okay, this guy's 89 years old. Okay, he and his wife built the homestead. The homestead was paid for. Okay, the land paid for, the homestead paid for. They had an agreement between, and I got chills all over me about this. They had an agreement that they themselves would be buried on their property. Do you people have an idea or an understanding of what it means to have a homestead, to have a place that you call, that guess what? If you want to walk outside and as a man and you want to open up your privy member and take a leak, you can do it and nobody can say nothing about it. If if your wife wants to sunbathe on the deck, nobody can say, or if you just want to cook something on the grill, you should have the opportunity. If you work hard and it belongs to you and her, and y'all built it, there should be nobody that can take it from you. But the fact of the business is, I will read this again. Most average American men and women simply don't realize that they are being cleverly seduced and taken into slavehood. And this guy did not even have a daggum clue. He didn't even have a clue of what he was signing, talking about a waiver. He didn't know. The guy's 89 years old. I mean, listen, he had silver that he had kept from the 60s in socks and buried, okay, and put away. That's his business. It ain't nobody's business. He put his wife in the ground on their property. That is nobody's business, okay? But guess what? I'm going to try to be kind here, okay? But guess what? Judge Kirshner, the bankruptcy judge, and some well, I gotta be careful here, and some others decided this is a simple way that we can make money and prey off an old man that, by the way, could not make it to the court hearing for the simple fact of the business that he himself found out he had prostate cancer, couldn't make it. This stinking piece of garbage judge absolutely said, we're going ahead with a hearing without you. Forget about you. Now, can you imagine this empty robe called this judge that would have the audacity to sit in his courtroom and hit the gavel and say, you know what? Hey, forget about it. We're going to take this guy to the cleaners. We're going to take everything he's got, and it won't matter because he's just somebody that lives down in Plains, Montana, Sanders County, that don't matter, and we'll take it. You see? This is what's going on, people. I need to let this keep playing, but my blood is boiling, okay? And by the way, he does not live too far from where I live if you go across the mountain, okay? That being said, if I come up with the fuel money, I'm going down there. Yeah, I sure am. I'm not going to sit on my can and not do anything to help this man, okay? And I understand that Mr. Rhodes is doing what he can do as far as finding him a bankruptcy lawyer and everything. The guy signed papers he didn't know nothing about. And people, listen to me. People, the point I'm making here is not only for this man, okay, but for millions upon millions upon millions that will sign any stinking piece of paper, any piece of paper, any document, because guess what? Because guess what? Some guy or some gal that has them a little tag on their shirt and they dress halfway decent and they think they have the power and the tools to get here, sign here. Sign everything away, Billy. Sign everything away, Cindy. Sign everything away, Missouri. Sign everything away, Americans. Because if you don't, we're going to put the hammer down on you and put you in federal prison. Well, here's what I got to say about that. Now, listen to me. Look at me real close at what I'm saying here. Look at me. Here is their paper, okay? You understand me? Listen to me. Put your mind in motion to think for yourself for a minute. Do this. Do this. Do not sign nothing that they want you to sign. If you do, guess what? They have the lawyers, they have the ability, they have the wherewithal, that if they cannot get you, they will destroy everything that you built for the years of your life and take it from you and snatch it from you. Because listen to me, 98% of the lawyers, 98% of the judges, and 98% of the people are out for their own selves. And they're not out to live and let live. Listen to this.
Since you know it.
Hi.
Well, Ren, I mean, just give the people here a background. Like you said earlier, you planned on being buried there with your wife. You never intended to sell your property. Isn't that right?
That's correct.
And why'd you sign this stipulation? Did you feel, I mean, did they threaten you with prison and with taking everything away from you, leaving you penniless?
Yes, they said I could face federal prison under the Fraud Act.
Can you believe this?
I could end up in prison if I didn't make some changes. I don't remember exactly how they worded it or anything else, but they had me sign a waiver on the bankruptcy that I went along with not long my bankruptcy. And I don't remember the details